Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And guess what? No commercials this this episode.
Yeah.
What?
Are they commercials or ads? What's the difference?
Sponsored something.
Sponsored spots.
It's
ad
sponsored
spots.
content.
Instead of giving you a commercial, we're going to talk about commercials for a minute.
I like it.
What's worse? I don't know.
All right. Obviously, we're going to get into some Christmas stuff and holiday stuff that went on. We have a great story about Megan.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if great is the word.
I can't wait to hear it. It's a
Does
blank.
the idea of Megan eating crab cakes off the floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, you're elevating yourself. Wow. Yeah, we're coming into this a blank slate. I feel like I guess we haven't seen each other in like 5 days, right?
Yeah, it feels, I mean, we just sat down here to record and I was like, this feels foreign. Feels like we haven't been here in a while.
I don't know what's happening in your life. You might have had another kid by now.
I don't think I know what's happening in my life either.
I mean, Megan's adrift without a running plan.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot you're still
Totally rogue right now.
You're in the Bermuda Triangle.
She really is. Like when she's going out, I'm like, hey, where are you going? I don't know. Just going.
Yeah.
Just
we don't
running.
know how long it's going to be, whatever. We also had a visitor come down, Paul Lang, who's with Asics, his fiance, who's with New Balance.
Oh,
They
tricky.
came down. They got fresh bagels, Megan's fresh bagels.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't think there's any arguments. I don't think either one is like,
They don't care.
what they probably do, I'm going to guess, they probably bitch about each other's places of work and
That's probably true.
and can relate.
Yeah. No trade secrets are being.
They're in like very different aspects of
Okay.
the company.
Yeah.
So,
She's wearing some tights though. She's in the apparel side. She's wearing some tights that Megan was like, tell me more about these tights.
Yeah.
yeah, they were good.
2025 though.
Yeah.
Okay.
They worked 2 years out. It seems nuts.
Wow. That is. Anyways. Yeah. So they came down here and you went on a run with them on Christmas Eve.
Christmas
man.
Eve.
Talk about stories. You don't think anything that much would happen on a nice casual run together?
Well, let's explain who was
I wanted
all
to think
there.
that.
So first off, we had Jarrett
Why'd put Jarrett?
because we said that he could have a fresh Megan's bagel.
Oh, I was like wondering why he came down here on a random Sunday.
Fresh bagels.
That makes sense. He's. You say there's free anything, he's there.
Fresh bagels. He was there, and then Paul and Nicole, Megan, and myself.
Okay, it's a good crew.
So Megan's got to get back and put the bagels in the oven. So we head out the door, and you know our street. At the top, you turn. So we're all going, like just starting, like clicked on the chorus, beep, beep. You hear bunch of beeps, and then we're running.
Yeah, I like this.
This is such good storytelling.
It is good. I like it. No, you're really giving
I got it,
putting the people in the moment.
Yeah. And before you know it, you hear a thump, thud, thap.
Oh,
Somebody went down hard.
onomatopoeia going off on it.
Yeah. And we turn around, and of course it's poor Nicole.
Wait, she fell?
Yeah.
Hard.
Hard.
Yeah,
Like not just a little, not like that stumble, catch yourself.
around the corner from your house?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like within 20 feet of leaving the house.
I'm telling you, the choruses and Garmin snapped over, and boom, man down.
Okay. Has she run before?
She is a runner.
All right.
Yeah.
She ran Marine Corps this year.
And, that's embarrassing because of all the people there, we probably know her the least. So she is in that position of being the first time running with us.
You don't feel bad if you leave her there because you don't really know her yet.
Yeah. So she goes down hard, and Megan has to get back. So they're only going to do like 5 miles because Megan's got to get back to put the bagels in the oven for everybody.
Yeah.
Like this is like hot, fresh bagels.
Yeah.
So we keep going, the boys. And we run into John Ober.
You guys, hold on.
No. So she and I ran out with them for a few more miles, and then we turned around.
I thought you meant like you just,
No, we didn't
you
leave
actually
her
did
there.
leave her there.
No, we just,
Okay.
she and I did a shorter route.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We run into John after the women turn around and go back. John runs with us for a little while. Trying to think where this next thing happened.
By the aquarium.
Oh yeah, it did. Okay, so we actually are running back, and I'm telling you, the ground flat and smooth. There was no bumps. It wasn't a jagged sidewalk.
Did it rain that day?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Just clean, beautiful sidewalk to run on.
Which is a rare thing in Baltimore.
Paul goes down so hard he busts open his knee.
What?
Yeah.
Bent his phone almost in half because it was in his tights pocket.
You showed me that picture. It looked like it had.
Dude, it looked like he took it and did the snapping of the foam.
Yeah.
Like, it was like glass shattered.
He came back and showed it to me, and I
bent.
was like, did you get hit by a car? Was this run over like several times? Like, I've never seen a phone that mangled.
Bloodied his knee. Like, I don't know what they're drinking over there, but both of them going down on flat ground.
Yeah, so then I felt really bad because it was like they were the only two
She said
casualties.
that there was leaves that got her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure there were. Yeah,
But
but there's no leaves in Boston.
So we're when he falls down and breaks his phone, we're out by the aquarium at this point. So you got what, 4 miles, a little over 4 miles left to go. I didn't realize he had hurt his knee that bad, and I saw it when we got back, and it blood everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, but we had bagels, mimosas, eggnog, and bourbon.
Wow.
And everything was okay.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like a nice ending to a tragic tale.
Yeah.
It was. But
Man, that sounds, for running along the water, which is generally a non-eventful activity. That's except for you slipping on the board decking.
yeah. But I mean,
that's where I thought you meant he fell. That's the only place where people fall is on the decking, the wooden or composite.
If it's wet
decking.
and rainy, yeah.
And I just assumed that's what happened.
No, this was like right in front of Phillips.
Yeah.
And like when you're crossing that little waterway.
Yeah.
The best was like he couldn't explain. I was like, "What did you trip? Like what?" Like he's like, "I don't know. I was running, and then he was like, and then I was on the ground."
Yeah. Wow.
It was crazy.
I mean, was there a full moon?
I think there was.
Because gravity is affected, right?
The 23rd.
I told Meg the other day when I woke up, I felt like the gravity was really strong.
It was December.
That was for other reasons.
The full moon was yesterday.
Okay.
Was it?
So
Okay.
that's pretty close, right?
Yeah, it probably affected things.
Margin of error with gravity.
Well, here's what I woke up the other day. I took a nap after Christmas or whatever, and I was getting up, and I told Megan, I said, it feels like someone turned the gravity up. Like I was like stuck.
And this had nothing to do with any amount of alcohol and or food consumed over the past 3 days.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we moved in. How was your Christmas? You went up to PA?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. I went up to Pennsylvania and got in a 13-mile run,
Nice.
which was I didn't make
On the trails?
I didn't mean to go that long, but it kind of went too far, and then there wasn't a way to really.
Did you get lost, or you just ran?
No,
out too
I
far?
just ran a little too far, and then I hate coming back the same way you come, so I had to finish the loop, which ended up being.
Wait, Meg's nodding her head like, 3
because
miles
Thomas
longer.
loves out and backs, and I hate out and backs. I need
so
to do a
much.
loop.
I would
So
rather
understand.
I would rather run 3 more miles.
Absolutely.
Than do an out and back.
It's not that I love out and backs.
I'm
I
with
think
you.
that when I don't want to think, if I just want to run and I don't want to think about it, out and back it.
I mean, yeah.
But you've already seen everything.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much looking
get
at
it.
my shoes most of the time.
I hate the possibility of passing the same people. You know what I mean? On an
I
out
didn't
and back.
think about that, but sure.
Especially
yeah.
along in Baltimore when you're along the water, you're always.
Who
don't
would
know.
you not want to see? Like, why would you care?
It's just awkward if you pass the same person.
Especially if you got
twice.
really excited the first time and waved a lot, and then you're like, I
Exactly.
can't do that again.
Yeah.
That's why I don't wave all the
But
time.
I ran in the Adidas Agravic Terrex Speed Ultra, whatever.
You sure?
Yeah. Do you know what show I'm talking
know.
about? The race.
The orange guy.
There's too many names in it.
Well, I just think
It used
that
to be the Speed Ultra, now it's the Agravic Speed Ultra.
I think
Agravic.
they like to add. Okay, so with Adios is all the racing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Agravic is probably their racing trail stuff.
Yeah. It's like a government bureaucracy. You just keeps getting more and more bloated.
Well, I'm guessing the lawyers are like, okay, if you want to name the next shoe and not worry about it, just tag something on, like use this naming convention and add whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's why there's probably rides, glides,
Yeah.
stuff all over the place because you precede it with
I feel you.
litany of names.
But it was a pretty great shoe. Like I started out on the Appalachian Trail, which is up there is crazy. Like not for the faint of heart or ankles. And that was
dicey.
Yeah, like probably not a good idea in that shoe. Because it has a crazy rocker and then it also has that super slim midfoot.
That's the pinch point under the arch.
Yeah.
Is where it looks scary.
So it feels like it's going all ways if you land on a rock.
You know, actually, though, that might be a benefit if you think about independent suspension on like an off-road truck, how the wheels can kind of operate if it has that.
I know what you're saying.
No?
It didn't feel, yeah.
Okay.
I will say the foam didn't feel that unstable, like for Lightstrike Pro. So it wasn't so much the foam, it's more like the geometry of the shoe. But when then I was on a gravel, like kind of rail trail, but it had rolling. Like it wasn't.
Which is more what the shoe was designed for.
Yeah, I'd say so because it's like a Western States type shoe,
which is buffed out, soft
and
dirt trails.
It was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, everybody's gonna wonder though. Ultrafly, Nike Ultrafly.
Yeah, I would take. I think this is more of a racing shoe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the Ultrafly was a racing shoe.
It is, but I feel like this shoe is better suited for.
You're saying that this is the one you would choose if you had to.
Yeah.
Would you take it? Okay, so one of our popular races around here is the Hat 50K.
Yeah.
Which is some smoothness, but a lot of it is technical trail.
Yeah.
Would this shoe
I'd
work
say
for it?
I think it could work for that because it's not as Pennsylvania's just rocks. Like it's pretty much. So I think if it was roots and dirt, I think it's somewhat suitable.
We were talking to Brian Meltzer the other day for a podcast that's coming up. Maybe it's going to be this Monday. I don't know.
I think so.
And he said, it's kind of like skiing. If you can learn how to ski on the East Coast, you can ski anywhere. Yeah, and we were saying how the trails out here are so variable and often just shitty.
Yeah.
That if you can run trails out here,
yeah,
you'll pretty much be able to run anywhere.
That's pretty true. Yeah. And so I felt like once you're on that and then there's like an actual road section, like an abandoned road section. And that it feels like a real like racing shoe. Like
you could lean into it.
It felt like a mix between what I felt was the Takumi Sen and the Adios Pro. So it felt like a mix in between those two.
See, that to me is just more stack and a little more rigidity. Like the difference between Takumi Sen and the.
Yeah. So in between that, I don't know. Anyways, so all that to say, that was a pretty good run, pretty nice.
Did you fall?
I did not fall, nor did I roll my ankles. Surprisingly,
wow.
There was a hunter on the trail, like 100 yards ahead of me, shooting at stuff.
You should wear the Myler vest.
I would have. Honestly, I would have worn that, but I had an orange like headband.
Sounds hot.
Yeah, it had I had a scrunchie on too. And then, but it was a little. He was around the bend. And you just hear a rifle go off. It's a little
unnerving.
Felt a little unnerving because it was real close.
Did he see you?
Yeah. Once I came around,
didn't Dick Cheney or somebody shoot somebody?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, he saw that guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Whenever I think of that, I think of Wedding Crashers.
Yeah. Let's go hunt some birds.
Yeah, but I think it was you just shooting at 22, so it wasn't like.
It actually is damaging the grub population. Speaking of grubs, I forgot to bring in the cockroach medicine.
Yeah, it's in our house.
Yeah. We were lifting it. So we got the junk headbands for grit came in, and the boxes are remarkably dense. Like you would not think they're as heavy as they are. I challenge you to go lift one. First off, Megan lifted, there's 4 boxes.
Yeah.
Or there's 5, but one of them I won't count because it's like a half box. But there's 4 big boxes. And I'm getting ready to come into the office. I'm grabbing stuff. Megan's already out the door with the first one. So I'm like, oh, they can't be that heavy. So I grab one. I'm like, holy cow, how is Megan even lifting this?
And you lifted it?
Yeah, I put 3 in the car.
Yeah, and then by the time she got in the other 2 and she got all mad at me. She's like, what?
Well, no, because I'm walking out with the 3rd one, and he now at this point has carried one and knows how heavy it is, and walks by me without offering to help take it out of my hands.
Because I was going to get the 4th one.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, that's.
Plus, it's good for her. She's done
strength training. Yeah.
She needs upper body strength.
Tell me about Yeah, I could use a little bit
And
of that.
and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna think because Meg could lift it, it's probably not that heavy. Go lift one of those boxes.
Oh,
I was struggling. Like I was real hard.
yeah. Trust me, I'm not.
And
I have zero faith in my muscular abilities.
Awkward boxes.
So what's the deal with what have you been doing, Meg?
Running
In
wise?
life? I don't know. In general.
Well, I got blood work this morning, so I'll let you know how.
Wait,
it
I
starts
want to
really
tell.
hard.
We got to talk about what happened at blood work. That's another story.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories. But in running, I'm just doing whatever, like going out, running what I feel like.
But more than probably you would if you were just running like you feel like.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now, and I can guarantee you,
Yeah.
it looks like the Great Plains on my Strava,
It's getting flat.
my Strava progress.
But yeah, and we're just enjoying beverages in the evening, and having a good holiday.
We're cutting back for a couple days.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 literally.
Like we didn't drink last night because we got blood work today.
Uh-huh.
It really is. So okay. So during the holiday season,
I'm not judging, by the way.
no,
I
somebody
fully
is though.
approve.
I'm
No,
sure
there's a
somebody
lot of
listening
people.
You
judging.
think so?
Oh yeah.
So during the holiday season, so we kind of kicked it off with just general, whatever. Megan's not training. We can have a cocktail tonight. Whatever.
Yeah.
Then obviously we started drinking Christmas Eve a little bit on the earlier side because we had guests over.
Okay. Yeah. Get it.
And then, of course, you're like, well, we've already had drinks, so why not have more? So we have more.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, you're like, it's Saturday. Wait,
Christmas.
It's
was
Christmas.
Monday.
Uh-huh.
Might as well keep the party going.
Right.
And then, was it yesterday that we stopped?
Is this what's called a bender, or is this just a holiday?
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
Tomato.
there's only one day that it felt like a bender, like where it was like, wow, that was too much.
Yeah.
But it's not like we're going nuts.
I know what you're saying.
It's the cumulative
I know.
though.
But
that,
it's like every day.
really
Yeah.
is too much. But anyway, so Christmas Day, Thomas, we had the boys and then they went to their mom's house. So the evening it was just the 2 of us.
And we kind of have a tradition when there is a night where we can just like relax with each other around the holidays. We get a filet mignon and crab cakes.
Damn. All right.
So steak and cake for dinner.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite night. We
Surf and
open a
turf.
bottle of wine. It's really nice. It's quiet in the house. It's just the 2 of us. Wonderful night.
Is it like absolute silence? Like there's no,
No, well,
music
first of all,
or
it-
talking?
there's
it's
music.
football on all
Okay.
day
Oh
long.
yeah.
'cause
Oh, that was the other thing. Like it was so.
I'm in the playoffs, so this was very exciting.
Uh-huh.
But there was football on every day since last Friday.
Yeah.
Or no, there was
Thursday,
night.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday we got football all day,
Right.
And
which was
so-
super fun,
yeah.
especially when you're playing fantasy. But so the whole goal on Christmas was like we have to stay up for the Ravens game.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So napped in the middle of the day.
And I specifically like didn't drink too much too early. So I had 1 drink before dinner. I just want to preface that for when I tell the story.
Okay.
So I am making dinner. I'm basically just heating. Like, so we had a petite filet.
you know
and
Sal's and
crab
Son?
cake.
Yeah.
So we used to just get the crab meat there. But one time I just tried, they'll make a pre-made crab cake
Yeah.
that you have to cook yourself.
Right.
So it's just balled and you just take, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're cooking the petite fillets, we're heating up the crab cakes, getting everything ready. And Thomas puts our wine on the table. I plate his, I plate mine. We're walking over to the table. And I kid you not, I don't even know how this happened, but I somehow managed to hit the plate on the table, completely flip it over, which knocks my wine over, which goes all over the table. The crab cake literally goes onto the floor.
It hit the ground and exploded.
Splatters
Oh.
everywhere.
And
Yeah.
these are good crab
That's how you
cakes.
know it's good crab cake because there's not a lot of filling in it.
Yeah.
So it just busts apart
It-
on contact.
It exploded.
Literally, there's like crab cake on the floor. My fillet's just sitting on the table. There's wine everywhere. And Thomas is just looking at me like, what just happened?
Why did you do that?
So
And
in this,
she's looking at it going, she's like in this like moment of like
yeah,
frozenness
yeah.
where she's just kind of looking at everything. Like the wine is going.
I feel like this has to be a full moon situation.
I
There's
tell you, the
no
gravity
way.
is different.
All of this stuff, yeah.
And so Megan,
So
like, it's almost, I thought you were going to cry for a second.
I was like, all I really wanted was the crab cake, and that was the thing that was like on the floor. Like,
yeah. So obviously Thomas gave you his, and then he
No, I
got on the floor.
You know me, you know how I am.
Yeah.
he takes a spatula
to show her.
and he goes, I'll just do this really fast. And so like the floor part you won't get. And so he goes over and he scoops it up real fast and puts it on my plate. And I was like, I'm eating it.
But wait, I said, you know, I took a piece and said, see, Meg, it's okay. And
Wow.
yeah, so you know.
So how many Ralphie hairs were in the crab cake for real though?
There
had to be at least 5.
she loves Ralphie though.
Well, Ralphie had a great time too because he got to eat all of what was on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he hit the plate on purpose? Do you know?
Maybe he tripped me.
Yeah.
No,
Could have been him.
It was Megan and her.
I
her
mean,
guest.
I think that's pretty acceptable. And then did you suck up the wine with a straw?
No, I just cleaned it up off the table. But I like, honestly,
I hadn't given her a huge pour. It was
the
like
glass wasn't even like close to where I was putting my, like,
I don't know
still
how
don't know
that
how this happened.
because literally the glass was about a foot from where she dropped the plate.
Sometimes in those situations, I wish there was a camera in the house just so you can know if you had a ghost or not.
See the replay?
Yeah.
Yeah, like explain how, like I couldn't have done it again if I tried. Like created that much destruction in so quickly.
Yeah. I wonder if you.
My
your house
crab cake was delicious though.
It was still good.
Yeah, that's because I don't think you would have a ghost in your house. Your house isn't
No,
that old.
we
Well, no, but what
it's
if,
a new build.
what
Can
if,
you have ghosts in new houses?
if you build on Indian or Native American
Right, burial.
graveyards? Yeah.
Do you think that we did? I don't think so.
No. If anything, it was like some,
British, Irish immigrants or something.
or, you know, like steel workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polish, Irish. That's the area.
Yeah, probably
we're in.
Poland or Greek even.
I mean, I would haunt you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you had crab cakes.
Yeah.
Be like, hook a brother
Yeah.
up.
I mean, that could be too. Maybe it's brought back Christmas memories for the ghosts.
All right, first check-in. We've made it, people. We've made it through 2023. And I got to say, this year wasn't that bad. I mean, compared to some of the years that we've had in the past, this one was pretty tame. Anyway, you got to congratulate yourself. And one thing, if you're looking at those year-end, you know, Strava reports and stuff like that, I know it's real easy to look at people's mileage and whatever and judge yourself or compare yourself. Just don't.
But the good news is I stayed up for the whole Ravens game. So
Oh, wow. Okay. And that was a good game because
Yeah.
they destroyed the 49ers.
yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
What night was that?
That was Christmas, Monday.
Okay, yeah. So then Tuesday, we were good.
Yeah, yesterday.
I will tell you this. So on Coach Caster's training programs,
Uh-huh.
my easy days are like right now, they'll be like 4 miles easy. But knowing that I only have 4 miles
Right.
and that it's an easy run,
Yeah.
there's been nights where maybe I was like, meh.
Yeah.
And so my 4 mile runs have been harder than like my 10 miles.
You can pretty much do 4 miles in any condition.
I'm trying to test that because I've gotten close a couple times here.
Man. Yeah. I haven't been, I only ran a couple other times other than that one. I ran to the office on the day after Christmas because I left a plant that I got for
Yeah.
my wife for Christmas, which by the way, that plant store got me good. Dude.
You found out
Oh yeah.
how much?
Yeah,
Did
I
it,
don't
like
know
if
if
you
I
go to
Wait, did
Home
they
Clothes.
sell you on
If you
it?
go to Home Depot, is it like $5 and they got
Okay.
you for 30?
Yeah. So I didn't go to this one. I went to the one down the alley.
Mm-hmm. Good vibe one.
Yeah, it is a good vibe in there. Honestly, I kind of want to live in there. Like,
What else did they give you while you were in there?
there's
What other plants?
I
did you
will.
pick
I
up?
will say, okay, 2 things. I did get to the bottom of the plant store situation.
Oh, you
Okay.
asked?
I did some.
Is there going to be an article in
investigative journalism? The first thing, there's definitely other side businesses going on
Yeah.
because while in the short time I was there was at least 3 or 4 people that came out of a back room
Okay.
that were like okay.
They're like, that dude's buying plants?
Yeah. Yeah. But then there was actually other people that came in, just customers. It's very strange to see people just looking
Buying
at plants.
plants?
Yeah.
Okay, so how much they get you for?
All right, so I went in, and I think the aura of the place and the chill vibes. Have you been in that one?
No,
It's very, very nice.
I haven't even been in the back room there.
Yeah, and it was.
I'm wondering what they're selling
They
in
also
the back room.
they also sell mushroom growing kits.
Ah,
Did you get one of those?
I didn't, but I wanted to. Anyways, so
which mushroom would you get?
I don't know. I'm not very up to date on my fungi.
Okay.
That's one of the areas of knowledge that I have yet to deeply explore.
There's one that they're claiming cures everything.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, they're like, this is the one that has the most healing properties. or
Okay.
whatever.
I'll look into
So
that.
it looked kind of like a wiggly ear.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't gotten into foraging yet. That seems something that's really up my alley.
it sure does.
It's more just like a time commitment thing. But anyway, so I was in there and they got me for a plant stand, which was pretty cool.
When you say they got you, is there some dude convincing you have to have this?
No, it was more that I wasn't expecting to buy all this.
Okay.
And then once I saw it and pictured it in my house, then I thought this is something
You have
that
to
I should
have it.
get. And it's a Christmas present. So whatever.
Okay,
So they had one of
plant
those
stand.
plant stands that, have you ever seen them where it's like two intersectional pieces
Yeah.
and you can extend either
Yeah.
way. So I got one of those, and then I got a begonia maculata plant.
I saw it in the office, so that's how I know what it is. Spotted.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
Oh,
Um,
it flowers.
It does a little bit, yeah. It's a vining plant, so will grow straight up if you have a thing in it. And then they had these really cool like watering cans, like indoor watering cans.
Okay.
They were actually like cool design. Like it's like a Danish like brand. Obviously it wasn't cheap.
Did you get some gardening gloves and clogs?
No, but I had to get out of there before it got real bad because I was just wanted to buy a lot of things. And so
But this was all for Kimmy?
Mhm.
Okay.
It sounds like it might also be for Rob.
Partially for myself because it's like we open up our living room more and have like a space in front of the window in the house. So we're trying to have more plants and stuff. So
We should do more plants.
Yeah.
We kill plants though pretty regularly.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why we don't have them. Can't have nice things.
We
Yeah.
have this one plastic plant that's lasted a while.
Oh, those are good. Yeah, you don't have to water
I
them.
went to IKEA. I was like, that one looks real.
Yeah, the one in the office.
There's that one, but there's also one. There's
Yeah.
an even more lifelike one at the house.
Yeah, and so anyways, I ended up spending like $130.
Whoa.
Yeah,
So
But how homey is your house now?
not that much more homey, but
Okay.
it'll get there.
do you believe the plant has a personality?
I do, and I felt so. I ran down here to pick it up the day after Christmas because Kimmy didn't want me getting it at 11 o'clock at night, Christmas Eve. She's like, I don't want you getting killed like the night before
Seems
Christmas.
fair.
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, I'll wait till the next day. So I ran down here. I was gonna run with the plant back home.
Yeah, how was that going to work?
Dirt everywhere.
Well, it's more like a mossy top soil. So I was running with it for a couple blocks, and then I just thought it'd be a little bit too stressful for the plant. So
Yeah, a lot of shaking.
yeah,
Just think how fast that is for the plant.
Yeah, it's
because the
probably-
plant's normally like not moving around much. It's like light speed.
yeah, I didn't
It's
want
like a roller
to.
coaster.
I just didn't feel like it was right to introduce it to that environment.
So did you start walking?
Yeah, so I walked home,
Nice.
and then it was real windy.
Did you
so,
talk to
so then
it
I was
at
like
all?
guarding it while the wind was blowing
Oh,
because I didn't
man.
want it to be traumatized.
Did you console it? Like talk to it?
Maybe a little bit. Sometimes I talk to plants, but I don't think on that time. Anyways, but so the whole thing with the plant, so many plant stores around us, which you talked
Mushrooms?
about on the last
Yeah.
podcast. I literally asked her, how do you all survive as businesses? And she said they're each kind of like specialized in different types of plants, or like some are house plants where some are more like tropical, and some have classes that they do for garden, things like that. And so it's just different specialties, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's definitely
Some mushrooms being sold out
there's
of the back.
definitely other side hustles going
They've got
on.
a lot of plants that
Yeah.
they're not.
Well, think
selling
about
upfront.
all the stuff that you can grow
Yeah,
that, you could then sell.
I know. I didn't get any of that though.
Yeah.
Any of the other stuff. Maybe I should have asked.
Yeah. Megan and I did a trip. So every once in a while, we like to get our inside tracker done.
Yeah.
And how often?
Is this an ad?
It
No.
kind of feels like it. But
It's not, though.
how often do we do it?
I try to go every 3 or 4 months.
But does it coincide with the beginning of training or the end of training? Like, how do we normally decide? Like, I know I'm doing mine because working with the coach, he was like, "Hey, can you get he wanted me to go to the lab and get my VO2 tested," which I don't even know where you go for that.
Yeah. I think NASA is
Yeah.
probably my
Yeah.
first. I just call them
Yeah. So
Goddard Space Center.
he's like, University of Maryland has something. I'm like, yeah, that's like an hour away, dude. I'm not that concerned. I'm like, you'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
F around.
Soon enough.
Yeah. So we go to Inside Tracker, and the place that we go is usually pretty efficient. Like the phlebotomist, like jabs you, boom.
It's Quest Labs.
Quest Labs, and they like take your blood real quick. They send it off. You get your results in like a week.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy. But it's also where the Quest Labs is. They're getting blood for other people as well.
Yeah.
So you never know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
And this morning normally we go in the morning because it's empty. So you go in, give your stuff, no waiting, get your blood, and you're out. Then we stop it because you also can't eat for how
You have
long?
to fast for 12 hours.
Yeah.
12 hours. So you want to do it first thing in the morning, get it done with, so you can go get your Starbucks or whatever afterwards, and you're good.
Yeah. I like that you get a treat afterwards.
It is.
yeah.
It's pretty much.
It's very exciting.
Oh, I got something today. I normally do try a treat. Like normally, I'm coffee with cream. That's it. But when we do something like
Normally, yeah, right. Every time we go to Starbucks, you get some ridiculous
Did you get the gingerbread
beverage.
latte?
no,
He does get that
no,
sometimes.
a good one.
I did not. I don't.
He gets, I'm sorry, brown sugar. What is it?
The maple brown sugar one. I like.
That sounds good.
It is good. But here's the thing: Megan's saying every time we go to Starbucks, yes, when I go get a treat, it's a treat to go there.
You don't often go to Starbucks?
And no, not if we're at a race or something. I'll just do a black. Oh, here's the problem: when you go to Starbucks,
You didn't know you were getting this.
Yeah, we're digging deep.
I want
answer.
I want the kiosk back where you can put in your own cream
And sugar.
because
yeah.
it's such a individual thing, like how much cream and how much.
So they don't have that there? I never really
No,
go to
you have
Starbucks.
to ask for your cream and stuff like
Ever
so.
since the pandemic, they don't have it out anymore.
So
Another
this is
thing
when
ruined by the pandemic.
this is when I started doing my specialty coffees because if I ask for a coffee with cream, who knows what I'm going to get? Sometimes I've gotten something that makes you like shit your pants the second it hits your lips.
The
'cause
people
there's
that
just not enough.
Yeah, the people that don't know how to spell Tom, you trust them to give you the right amount of cream.
Right. So I've gotten coffee. Like when we were in New York, I don't know what day that, maybe after the marathon, we went and we got a coffee, and I basically got a giant venti
Right.
black coffee. So then I'm in the hotel trying to find like those little carnation cups of
Creamer.
crappy
Yeah.
whatever,
Half and half.
and trying to add that in anyway. And for those of you who drink your coffee black, good for you.
Yeah.
You're fantastic. You're much more evolved. You exist on a higher plane. But
you.
I like a little bit of cream in my thing. So anyway, so I've started ordering drinks because I know that
Tell them the fancy drink you ordered this morning.
pralines. What was it? What was it?
I don't know.
Like cashew praline or something?
Like
Damn.
it's so
That's
ridiculous.
French for rich.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
It tasted like Christmas in a cup, though.
But
A sweet Christmas.
anyway, it's normally empty in the Quest in the morning.
Uh-huh.
But today,
Do you remember Do you remember the Wayne's World quote where he's like, they're bashing on what's his name, Rob, the music executive, and they're like, if he was an ice cream flavor, he'd be pralines and dick. Sorry, that's what it reminds me of. All right, I didn't get that
That's
in there.
good.
I unfortunately watched Dana Carvey like in a special recently, and it was just so sad.
Yeah, it's not the same. Anyways,
Yeah, so the place was packed this morning, and of course, being a holiday week, one of the people didn't show up to work.
So there's one woman working in this entire
oh, I
Quest
feel
lab.
so. Oh, I thought you were saying at Starbucks. Sorry,
No.
I was just gonna say I feel so bad for her.
Yeah. No,
All right.
this is a quest. No, I'd feel worse for her because
Yeah.
each person takes about 10 minutes and now she's backed up to like 20 people.
So everyone else is on a side quest and she's just on a regular quest.
Yeah. And,
Nailed it.
And people are getting upset. And so this one guy was there with his son.
And he's like, they call one person back and then they call me back. And I start walking back.
He starts getting verbal.
And he's yelling at this woman. He's like, I have an appointment at 7:30. I've been waiting here with my son. I don't understand why you're taking anyone before me. Like just being a grouchy old man.
You think he was trying to find out if it was his son? That's why he was getting a blood test?
Perhaps. But so
It was definitely his son.
she
I'll
comes
explain.
she comes back with me and she's like, I'm so sorry. Thank you for your patience. And she's like, the guy hands her his phone that has his confirmation on it. And she's looking at it. She's like, I've never seen this before. And then she scrolls to the top.
Oh, it's not even.
And at the top, it says
LabCorp.
LabCorp.
Oh, man. That's so good.
So meanwhile, Meg's back with her doing that. I'm in the waiting room and he's talking to everybody in the waiting room. He's like, I'm going to lodge a complaint. He's like, this is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. And he's going off and he goes, yeah, LabCorp is going to hear from me. And the guy next to him goes, this is Quest.
Oh, dude. I would have loved to be there.
And his face just kind of like went. And I think he realized that one, he was being maybe a little rude.
Yeah, a little bit.
And two, that he was at fault here.
Yeah, oh, man, that is the best.
And he just yelled at an employee that's
Right.
stressed out.
Right.
Covering.
Did he even apologize?
I think he probably did. Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah.
And took his phone and left because she came out with his phone. She's like, you're in the wrong place.
Dude, that's so good.
It was.
I love it.
Yeah, good times at Quest Labs.
Oh, man. You know, when I was I told you this before, but when I was in college and had to do not had to, but I would, to make money,
Yeah.
would do the drug testing, the phase 1 trial drug testing. That the people in those facilities, crazy, dude. Like, it was like 5 college kids and 40 like people who did that for a living. Like, it was wild. And you had to sleep with them in the same bunk room. Like, everyone sleeps in the same room of bunk beds.
I forgot this was like an overnight thing.
Yeah, a full weekend, and then you have this. There's one common room, and then the bunk beds.
Were romances ever started up?
I don't know. I think the women and men had different sides, but so I don't think so. But I gotta tell you, that was. I watched that Mr. Beast video that came. So he had a video that came out recently that was like spend 100 days in the same room together, and it was a guy and a girl, and you win. I think for each, you win $500,000. But
100 days?
yeah,
That's a long time.
100 days.
What do you
dude.
do for like food and stuff?
So they had like canned vegetable. It was like the worst food. But then he would bring in like one of the things would be like, here's a private chef. If you each give up 10 grand of your money, you can have a private chef cook for you and like for the rest of the thing. And then he'd have these things where you have to give up some of your money. It was a great challenge. Yeah, and they made it to the end, but I could not imagine being in a room for 100 days with another person.
No.
Like they weren't allowed to leave ever.
What about bathroom?
There's a bathroom in the attached to it that they could both share or whatever.
Would they just hide in there for a few hours?
They would.
Yeah.
And the other crazy thing was that the lights in the room never went off.
So did you have a phone?
How
or
do they
anything?
sleep?
They tried to build like shelters, but it never got like dark enough. Like they said it was like torture.
Well, could you just tie your shirt around your eyeballs?
Maybe.
That's what I would have
Yeah,
done.
what
Yeah.
about showering and clothes and stuff?
I mean, there was a bathroom and a shower or whatever. But it was I just can't even imagine because I was in that lab for a weekend and I feel like I went to crawl out of my
100
skin.
days would be a long time.
Yeah. But
Especially if you didn't like the person.
right. And I think towards the end they started losing their minds because how would you not?
Well, and at like what point? Because like if you lasted 30 days and then give up, that's like
Right.
the worst.
You don't get anything.
That's kind of like when you're on a bad run and you're like, I'm already out here.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Keep going.
Yeah.
And they didn't have internet. So that's the other thing. They didn't have internet or phones or anything.
So they could talk to no one but each other.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know I could do this.
Yeah.
Well, obviously they couldn't have like families or anything.
So yeah, I think halfway through he surprised them by like I think they could each. It was another thing where they had to give up like 10 grand and they could see their family. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I see. Yeah.
It was insane. Anyways, you should watch. It was actually a good Mr. Beast.
Did anybody run around? Like, did they start to run in the room? Because that's what I would do.
They were doing like some exercise and stuff, but yeah, it wasn't like a marathon Strava challenge or whatever.
Yeah, I would try to.
Like
I would try to do
pandemic.
something ridiculous to
Yeah.
keep my mind busy.
You'd almost have to.
Like, let's do 100 push-ups a day. You know, let's do run in circles.
Yeah, think about that. That's like 10 minutes of your day of 24 hours.
No, because I would 100 push-ups a day.
I don't know.
I'd be like 10 here, wait 10.
And
do you have a watch? or
The
anything?
craziest thing about that challenge was that that's the other thing. No time. There was no time keeping devices. And so the craziest thing about that challenge was at the end they put them on different sides of a wall and said, "All right, you have 30 seconds to decide if you want to steal the other person's money or split it with them. And if one person steals it, then they get it. And if both people like agree to keep it, then like you keep it or whatever." And they both both decide to split it or whatever. But it was like they could have betrayed the other person in the last like minute of the
Yeah, but you
challenge.
get murdered for that.
Seriously though.
You seriously get murdered for that. Then it would be justifiable. Like if they're in court and they'd be like, look, we did this 100-day challenge. We had no watches, no internet, no nothing. And at the end, he took my money.
You could do a mental.
And the courts would be like, yeah, that's aggravated.
Yeah.
Aggravated assault.
Yeah. Probation. You're good. Anyways, you should watch that video though. It's a good one. Are your kids into Mr. Beast?
Yeah, they are, but they like float in and out. Like I don't think they're like a every time he comes out with a video, watch it.
Yeah.
But. All right, second check-in. We're gonna dig down a little bit into the Strava stuff a little bit more. Like it can be helpful, can motivate you. Like Robbie was talking earlier about having a flat plains look on his graph, and that can make you say, you know what, I'd like to get back into my running, get out there and do it. But it can also be demotivating when you see people who are consistently running high mileage and you're like, I should be running a high mileage, but we all are on a different mission and our bodies can handle different things. So even especially in this grit, we're going to see a lot of people throwing down numbers and big miles, but you have to think how well their body is prepared for this before they start throwing down big miles. So if you haven't been throwing down large volume miles, take it easy, just relax, and enjoy the fun of the challenge.
Anyways, anything else going on?
I don't know. We're going to have Herms Runs, Alex Hermanson,
I don't think you're saying it right.
Hermanson?
Yeah.
Hermanson, in later today to chit chat with him.
Really?
Yeah, he's
I didn't
coming.
know
You
that.
and I are interviewing.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, we're going to need a 2-camera setup.
When's he coming in?
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
So I did one story about finding something on the ground this week was I was going to the library like on Saturday, and
Was it phones?
I did find 2 phones on my run today, but that was like, I don't know if they're salvageable. Like they're not, the one turns on, but the screen's broken.
Is it Paul Lang's?
Yeah, it looked that bad. It was pretty bad. But no, I found, so sometimes when people ransack someone's car or whatever, they just throw everything on the ground because they'll take try to take like credit cards or money. And so sometimes there's like a gift card on the ground, and like, because they don't care about gift cards, they just care about the credit cards. I'm like, all right. So I saw,
But aren't you worried that if you use that, there's some way that they can track it and now
A gift card?
you think Baltimore police are gonna
Yeah.
go that hard?
Yeah, I guess not.
So it was flipped over, but I saw that it wasn't scratched off on the back. So I thought this could be a loaded gift card. So I picked it up. It was for 7-Eleven. Not the best case scenario.
I mean, if you're in Japan, the 7-Elevens in Japan
that's
were
true.
amazing.
That's true. Do you think it would work in Japan if I like an American one would work in Japan?
That's
I
a good
don't
question.
think so.
Yeah.
Why don't we send it to someone in Japan, have them try it?
So I called the number on the back to see how much money was on it, if any. And it said, your balance is $0. And I was like,
But 50 cents.
and 95 cents. And I was like, yes. It's like my fortunes turned so quickly.
So how was the Slurpee?
I haven't used it yet, but yeah, exactly. Free Slurpee. There you go. I might save it till July.
So
7-Eleven day.
when over the weekend, remember I said that we may have had some drinks.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I kept seeing stories of people like doing the get readies with me and the run with me.
Yeah. I saw you get saucy about that.
Yeah, and I'm doing it, and of course I got her over here who's also had some drinks. I'm like, I shouldn't post this. This is the negative energy. I should just let it go. Meg's like, nah, you should post it.
Of course.
So I hit it. I have never had more responses.
And you post. So just to clarify, you're talking about those Instagram reels where people were like, "Come get ready with me for my run," and it's
like,
or join me for my 20-mile run.
Yeah, and it takes you through like the whole.
The get ready with me for my run. The thing that
people start out half naked.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm like, why are we allowing it? Why are we okay with people getting naked and going out for, like, this is running. It's like,
no, I feel it.
Like, that is not how you get. Yeah, but that's not how you get ready for your run. Like, Robbie, typical morning when you have to run.
Dude, I don't know. It's
like, get ready for your run would be like, getting out of bed,
it's me
dragging your ass,
sitting around for 30 minutes, like trying to figure out something to look at on my phone just so I don't have to run.
Yeah.
And then figuring out if I could push it till later in the day.
And your pre-run stretches, they're not sexy.
Yeah, if they exist at all.
I will tell you, one of the number one things I realize is when I'm not like training and I don't have like a structured plan, I procrastinate so long to go out and run. Like
That is true.
I spent 20 minutes like scrolling Instagram,
And
totally ready to run,
normally
just not
Megan's
going
yeah.
out the door.
What is
Normally
that?
Megan's like, pop, pop, pop.
What is that? What's the purpose for that?
I don't know.
Because you don't want to go.
But why?
It's like there's a lack of like motivation,
Yeah,
I think.
I think you're right. And so Tom, so then you posted.
So I posted, I don't want to get ready with you, and I don't want to join you on your run.
And you got a lot of responses.
I got a ton. People were like, amen, thank you. Yes. I thought I was going to get some hate.
Right.
But like overwhelming. Like my stories usually, I get a little bit of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
This one was like,
Oh, wow.
my phone was on fire. Like so many people were like clappy hands, like all this. And I was like, okay, I guess there's some people out there that don't like the formula for.
Sometimes I wonder where like running content is going, or just where it will go or will end up. Cause I feel like I'm bored.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think that the problem, and I think the reason why I posted at the time is like, I think the first person who did it was, oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You do it. And I think this is with social media in general. We have trends. And so like Matt Choi was the first guy who was running with a camera up and going through it. And Herms, who's going to be on a little bit later. I also enjoy his stuff because it kind of has a different angle.
I was going to say, I actually do like his is one of the few that I will maybe watch.
It has a different angle though. It's not, he's doing somewhat of entertainment and original.
He's real about it.
Yeah. But he's also not like, okay, mile 1, this pace, mile 2, this pace, mile 3. And I credit, I do think Matt Choi started, at least he was the first person that I noticed doing the mile 1, 8:53. Like doing his paces and stuff. So like, I get that, but it's like and he's evolved his content, but I feel like there are people that, and I think we all fall into it. Like you see a post and you're like, oh, that's interesting. So you do it. And then it just kind of becomes habit. And then you're like, I need content for the day. I'll just do that again.
I think too, when people are first starting out running, that it is exciting to tell people about all the, like your runs and everything.
It's like when you went to a party when you first started running, you're like, who can I talk to about running?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. So I don't know. I don't know where I feel like the well has run dry in some ways for me.
You say that. I think that here's the thing though. I do think that there's room for creativity, and I do think like even with our unboxings, I try to spice them up a little bit and change up.
That's true.
Change up how we do it. But I think that's the difference between doing formulaic stuff and doing original content. And I think some people can't help but do original content. Like I think that Ben Johnson, like you may not like his repetitive post, like it's like run this, do this. He's got like a formula.
Yeah.
But clearly it resonates with people and they love him for it. And I'm like, okay, it is Ben. Like that is his. You're getting the real Ben.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think that's the other thing.
I think if you're real about it, even if you are like he's what kind of like an engineer type mind, numbers, data, stuff like that. So it looks formulaic, but it's still him. Like it's him authentic. He's being authentic.
Even now that he's doing videos, like that is not an act. That is how Ben talks and how he would talk to you. Like if you sat down and said, Ben, can you tell me about the Alpha Fly?
Yeah.
That is what you would get in person or in his videos. So that kind of stuff, I'm not saying, I don't want people to think that I'm bashing everybody. I'm just saying I like original content and from the response from that story, I think that there's room for people to be more creative.
Yeah. And authentic. Like you were saying, like the way that we all get ready is there's
our hair isn't done.
I look horrible.
The reason you don't see Get Ready With Me is like literally bags under my eyes, like face looks like a death, hair going everywhere.
Yeah. Like get ready with me to take me to the funeral home. More like it's more
Riley, who's the guy who does C. Riley.
John C. Riley?
Yeah, John C. Riley, where he does that guy.
Yeah, Steve Brule.
Yeah. That's more like Get Ready With Me. Okay.
They say, all right, so I did want to give we did a poll and a question last week, which we should give the results
Definitely.
for. On Spotify. So I did a poll, which was which one of these was the best late 90s / early 2000s TV show. And there's so many of them. I just kind of picked some random ones.
Okay.
Just to give a good, round it out.
Why did we ask this question?
Because we were talking about the OC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And then we were talking about, so I did the OC. I did my favorite show, which is not that big of a hit, but Freaks and Geeks. It's like,
I like that. That launched a lot of people.
Yeah. It was just, I feel like it's still like a cult, show.
I mean, if you're going to say not, you got to throw in like the Seinfelds and Friends and all that.
Well,
right?
this is more, I went to more like shows that started in the late 90s than because Seinfeld.
Late 90s.
Yeah. Because Seinfeld and Friends started in the early to mid. So Gilmore Girls, Dawson's Creek, That 70s Show, and Scrubs. So what do you think got the most votes out of those?
That 70s Show.
You're right.
Really?
Yeah. So that
was a show I just couldn't watch.
Yeah, for some reason I loved it when I
liked it.
I don't know if it holds up, but it was maybe at the time funny. So it was 27% voted for that, so 25 votes, and then Scrubs and Gilmore Girls were tied for second.
I thought Scrubs was
Gilmore Girls?
Yeah.
With our audience, that's interesting.
I know, right?
I thought Scrubs was good to a point, and then it just
it got weird.
Yeah. It was funny in the first few seasons. Anyways, so that was that. And then we asked the question, what was your sorry, I have to pull it up here. What was your first running shoe? Because remember we were talking about that. And that had a ton of 29 answers. Do you want me to go through a few of them?
Yeah,
I like that 29 is a ton.
Well, I mean, that's Spotify.
A lot of responses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's more comments we get on our YouTube version. What are Zoot shoes?
Zoot was a triathlon shoe.
Okay, so they said I had a manager that was a triathlete, and he gifted me a pair of Zoot shoes.
We had a pair of those.
They said they liked them.
Yeah, I mean, if you like Newtons and Zoot, Pearl Izumi.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone said my first racer was the Nike Luna Racer 1.
That's a good one.
They said it. I remember it feeling like it was the most cushion ride ever, but it was probably only 24 millimeters.
Yeah. Well, I think I still have one of those, but it did feel more cushion than the other stuff that was out. Lunalon.
And someone said, Onitsuka Tiger Boston's in 1974. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know what that would look like.
And then someone said their first quote unquote running shoes were the North Face single track Hayasa. I don't even know what that is.
That's probably the one that Megan.
And then they moved on to the Ultra Boosts. LOL. Then went to a running shoe store and got fitted for Brooks Adrenaline 20.
Yeah. As soon as you go to a running store, they put you in Brooks.
Yeah, but it's still better than running an Ultra Boost.
True.
I don't know. The Ultra Boost was at the time it wasn't that crazy because you have to think there was a lot of shoes that weighed 12 ounces. So, you know, it was like right in there with it. And it actually had a nice ride. The Ultra Boost foam was pretty good.
New Balance Zante V2.
Wow, that's coming in late.
Zante was a good one.
Yeah.
You like that one, right?
Zante has my second fastest marathon. So first was a Kinvara,
Okay.
then the Zante, and then Alpha Fly.
OG Pegasus in 1983.
Oh, whoa.
Dang.
Yeah.
And then let's see. And then there's kind of like a lot of Pegasus like around. And then mostly there's a lot of Pegasus for first running shoe.
I'm surprised there weren't more New Balance. I felt like a lot of people.
Or Asics.
Yeah, but Asics and New Balance. But a lot of people start when they do the crossover fashion.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the 574 or something like that.
There's a few Asics DS trainers.
Do we show Robbie baggy pant runner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't or no, maybe that was Jarrett. and
Okay.
Paul.
So we're driving home from someplace
Mm-hmm.
and we see this person running. And the thing that caught my eye was they were wearing a top that was skin color.
She was wearing a skin colored turtleneck.
Okay.
So yeah, so I was like, is that person running without a shirt on?
She had a nude colored turtleneck and like balloon pants.
That were mustard color.
No, they were blue.
Mm.
Okay. And she was running?
Running.
Wait, I have video of it. You want to see it?
She was running. We were on Boston Street. She was
Okay.
full on running. And we got to the stoplight and I was like, oh, because I saw her shoes and her attire. And I was like, she must just be late for something. There's no way she's running.
She was wearing shoes that are like fashion running shoes. Like they looked like at some point they would have been a running shoe, but they're not. And they probably had as much cushioning as like
but
the
then
Saucony
we're
Jazz.
waiting at the stoplight and I look over and she has earbuds in. And as soon as the light turns, she starts jogging again and doesn't go down the street, like goes down to the water, like to run. Like, so she was running, but it was the most interesting attire I've ever seen.
I have it.
Like she looked like she was going to a fashion model shoot.
Really?
Here she's going away.
Whoa. Like the balloon, like the.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's just let me see. There's another one. Okay. So there she is going down the street.
Kind of like what a clown wears when they're on stilts.
Yeah.
Those type of pants.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, you know what? I kind of like it.
I know.
Let's bring it. Let's
I-
do this.
Like fashion running.
Yeah,
I wish you could
it's
see.
pretty cool.
So that's the video going, and it's way. Yeah, you can kind of see her shoot. Hold on, I want you to see.
Yeah,
her
let's
shoot.
get rid of the tights and everything. Let's reverse
Full-
the tight trend.
Yeah. Balloon
Okay.
pants and turtlenecks.
You got to see these shoes.
It's like you could be going to a Christmas party or you might be running.
Yeah.
No one knows.
No, she looks pretty cool.
Okay.
Pretty
Damn
cool.
it keeps moving forward.
Don't worry about
Before
it.
we
You can
talk
show
to
them
the
later.
Yeah.
Brooks Zig. Yeah, I mean the Zig. We should probably talk about.
Well,
the Reebok
speaking
thing.
of fashion and running, I feel like is a good transition to go into the Reebok Floatzig.
Final check-in. I love grit. I love it for different reasons. I like it just because when you're out there and you're doing your miles and you're going that extra little bit, and maybe you don't stop your Strava and walk the rest of the way home, maybe you keep it going so you get that extra 0.05 on your watch to add to your mileage. It's just fun to add it up knowing that there's other people doing the same thing. You're part of a team, you're part of a community. I hope that you're taking advantage of that, going to the Facebook group, talking to us on Instagram, posting in your stories about it. And we love to see it. We love to see people getting out there. And remember, we have different levels on this challenge. We're as excited about the people who are doing 25 miles as we are the people who are insane doing 300 plus. So we're just hoping that we can help you move a little bit more, get out the door, and get some healthy habits going. So just do it. See you soon. And 90s. You've just brought up the 90s.
Like the 90s aesthetic.
Yeah, this definitely hits.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I didn't have super high expectations for this shoe.
Same.
really, really have been enjoying it.
It's a really nice shoe.
Yeah. Like I laced it up 3 or 4 days in a row. So
Yeah.
I was like,
I didn't like it on the last run, but I think that was for other reasons.
Yeah. That was a cumulative effect.
Yeah, I was like, these hurt.
I was shocked. I mean, first off, as a general just lifestyle walking shoe, they're amazing. They're so comfortable. And this is one of those shoes that I love that you can wear with your normal clothes and look pretty, like, I feel like they work well, or you can wear them as running shoes.
I would agree. I feel like there is something about it though that doesn't look like top shelf, like quality wise.
How dare you?
I know.
Just kidding.
But I do like it. I do like the toe down, especially when you're running. The one weird thing is the extensive tongue.
The tongue is a little crazy.
it's a little wild.
It goes up onto your ankle pretty high.
It's like a shin guard.
Yeah, you could probably use it. But I do like the way that it's integrated with the upper, and you have that almost like that. We got to come up with another name because this isn't gusseted. This is more like the sleeve, the half sleeve.
Like it's like half gusset. It's like husseted.
No, it's almost like a little sock.
Oh.
Like it's attached to an inner liner.
It's sus.
That works
It's
pretty well.
sus.
Real sus.
All right, but what's the predominant thing that makes this shoe stand out?
The zig. I mean, it's in the name, so it has that zig tech or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you remember? Like, do you think people remember that?
Yeah, I think they still have. I looked it up, and it's still in other models.
Okay.
So like, I think like cross training shoes and stuff.
And this tech that you're talking about, it's just the cutouts.
Yeah, it's just a zigzag looking pattern.
It's the cutouts in the foam that make it more flexible and lighter.
I'm not gonna say it looks like a cloud thing, but
A what thing?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, similar to the cloud, on
Are you saying
Cloud tech.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's
what's weird though is that it's the cutouts separate, like the outsole is just like kind of glued over the cutouts, which I'm like, is that gonna like
pull
hold
apart?
up over time?
Well, it also you're like, isn't that defeating some of the purpose of the flex?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Like
preventing some
I
flex,
wonder.
yeah.
We should probably just get in there and cut them
if you just cut,
and
yeah, I
just
see what you're
and see
saying.
how much more flexible the shoe
At
is.
least like the largest ones.
Yeah. Well, I would say towards the front.
So you're saying to decouple the
Yeah, like I would love it
Stuff.
off the front. Like if you cut that and you had it like even more flex. But it does. I mean, that is a substantial amount of rubber.
Yeah. And I wore it today in the rain, and I didn't feel like the grip it was okay. It wasn't the best, for sure. Like, I didn't slip, but there was not the best traction.
I would agree with you. I had a day where it was a little wet, and I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I expected it to be better with that much coverage,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's fine.
And this is a $130 shoe, so it is, I guess, on the lower end of a lot of running shoes.
Okay, Robbie, so if you're going to style this, because you said it's fashionable as well as running,
Yeah.
what would you style it with?
Like a pair of dad jeans.
Right.
No, I don't know. I just feel like you can wear it this as a normal.
Yeah. No,
I'm
I
not,
like
I'm not
it.
saying it has to look super cool. I just think it looks. I like the throwback. What do you call it? Heritage.
Mm-hmm.
Heritage styling.
Yeah. All right, Megan, you're Queen of Kush. It's got a nice. This isn't a Piba foam. What is this? It's just a super
It's
critical.
their float ride foam, which is what?
It's Energy Float Ride Energy Plus. Hold on.
I mean,
So it's 31.25 with a 6mm drop. So you've got some decent.
I feel like there's plenty
cushioning.
underneath
Yeah.
the palm of your foot, like in the front. The heel, I think, like it extends pretty far back. But overall, what do you think of the Kush ride?
Oh, I thought it was great. Like I was saying, I really enjoyed it. I rarely lace up a shoe like day after day, but especially because we don't have like a ton of urgent reviews to get out. I just kept putting it on, and it just feels good. Like I haven't done anything but easy running in it, but it feels great for that.
It feels like. Wait, what would you say it feels like?
I thought it was close to the Nova Blast 4. Because I did my 10 miles in that this weekend, and I'm like, similar feeling of Kush underneath the foot.
Yeah, I felt like. Yeah, it does remind me in that same vein as the Diodora shoe.
The V7?
Yeah.
Atomo
I
V7.
don't think
Yeah.
I ran in that one.
Maybe a little more soft.
You have it.
Yeah.
You wore
Maybe
it.
I always felt like Diodora shoes are a bit firmer than this one.
Yeah. I thought this reminded me more of maybe even I feel like maybe the Nimbus 25 even a little bit. Maybe not as quite as soft, but anyways. And so the stack on it is 3125, but I think that's the midsole only.
Yeah.
What do you normally the Strobel and the
And the outsole would add another
okay.
few millimeters to it. So I think but I gotta say, I was really surprised.
Yeah,
It
me too.
feels great. And I felt like the upper fit nice, just really comfortable.
Do you lace the final lace up here? Did you go all the way up?
I can't remember. I left it in the car, which I hope it doesn't get stolen because I'm not sure if I locked my car doors.
Is your 7-Eleven card in there as well?
Of course not. That's
95
that's
cents. Gotta
that's in a
keep that.
safe at home.
Yeah.
Do you know whether somebody walking by might just be like, oh, that's some retro looking sneakers that boy has?
I know. I'll go out and check it in a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's a nice shoe. I'm a little like we saw kind of like their layout of like what they were going to make available.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't feel like they have a complete line up just yet.
I will say they're doing like a race day shoe, and that's like probably not necessary because it's a race day shoe for the rest of us type thing where
We're going
not
to see a lot of that.
it's not quite premium. It's $200. It's I think it weighs like 9.2 ounces or something, which is insane. I just don't know why you would even make it, to be honest.
Well, I feel like there's a movement in the running industry to be like, okay, we are not going to have the fastest race day shoe out there, but we can give a race day shoe that people will feel comfortable putting on. And maybe the intimidation factor is out of it. So you don't feel like you're like flexing like a premium race day, like
Yeah,
elite shoe,
right.
where you're like, I know I'm not elite.
I get
And
it.
I can wear this, and you still get the benefits of all the good foams and the stuff like that. But
Yeah. But anyways, this comes out in April for
they got to wait till April.
130. Yeah.
So this might go better with your Bermuda shorts than your dad jeans.
Yeah. That would actually this would be a nice summer shoe.
Oh yeah,
Like that.
I like it.
Let me see if there's anything else we need to talk about. Oh,
I know
did
we
want
need
to
to talk
bring
about the grit party, but we can do that when you get through.
I want to bring up one thing that has been annoying me for a couple weeks from a podcast a couple weeks ago.
It wasn't the video of your kids singing Taylor Swift because that made my day.
I forgot about that. Dude, right before Christmas break on Class Dojo, which is like the app that teachers use, I open it up and there's a video of the entire classroom singing Bad Blood. And I was like, I was like, please tell me my kid is not singing this. And he was.
Yeah, he was.
And I'm like, dude, you have the whole class singing Bad Blood. It looked like a Chinese under the reign of Mao indoctrination video. I was like, dude.
For your school, you used to have Mad Love.
Yeah, not anymore. But I was like, what is happening here? And so now I have to go into the new year thinking about how to fix this situation.
Nothing needs to be fixed.
I was hoping it was going to die off, and it just appears to be getting worse, just like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, they had a real bad day. Real bad Christmas.
Dude, she's Yoko Onoing that.
I know.
to the
That's what I said.
Ends of the earth, man. They're going to...
It's not her.
First round of the playoffs, they're
Yeah.
out. It's going to happen.
Well.
It is.
Kelsey
it's a
threw his
distraction.
helmet.
It's a distraction.
But it gets ratings, so if they're paying people, they should keep Kansas City in it.
Yeah, the NFL is
Yeah.
rigged. Anyways, but no, so the thing I wanted to talk about was during the one episode when that guy from Mississippi ran, we congratulated one guy who was wearing a
Yes.
Believe headband.
Yeah.
He won the Mississippi Gulf Coast Marathon. We said the word Biloxi, Mississippi, and someone commented it's pronounced Biloxi. Lox is something you put on a bagel, and I'm like, that's literally exactly the word that's in the word. It's lox is in the word.
Biloxi? And he's saying it's
And he's
pronounced-
like, it's Biloxi. Yeah, lox is something you put on a bagel. I'm like, That's in the locks is in the word.
But also, we don't care about Biloxi that much
and
anyway.
then someone else commented how it's Melbourne, not Melbourne, and it's Brisbane, not Brisbane. And I'm like, okay, I say Baltimore with a D.
Yeah.
But if someone says Baltimore, I'm not going to correct them and say, oh no, you're saying this name
Well,
wrong.
we also have a street called Thames
yeah.
in Baltimore, which anywhere else in the world would be Thames.
Or Thames.
Thames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're just, and this is my thing, especially with like Louisville or Louisville, you know, everyone that lives there is just lazy and is pronouncing it wrong. And then you're mad that people are pronouncing it the way that it's spelled.
Yeah.
It's in Mississippi, right?
Biloxi.
Or is that?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We're okay.
But I'm just like, I hate the thing where people correct you on the spelling when they're the whole place where they live has just over time become lazy about saying it, and now they're like, yeah, this is how we say it.
Do you know what else has triggered people?
What?
Megan getting 11 pairs of
Oh, I
outfits.
know, dude.
Oh,
People are
gosh.
losing their minds about that.
For the record, no, Nike did not send them to me except for the 2 nature versions.
Which
That you did not include. Do you include those in
I
the
did,
11?
yeah.
Oh, well, that doesn't make
so
sense.
9.
And obviously I didn't pay full price for all of them. Like I maybe paid full price for the first
Yeah,
pair.
but you didn't get a discount from Nike either.
No, I just got them on sale because they were on sale.
Right.
Yeah, and then we hunted them down on StockX.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Everyone can just relax.
And people are losing their mind. Oh, you can buy it. It's like, well, we review so many shoes
Yeah.
and gear that you don't spend any money otherwise on
Right.
running stuff.
Not
But
at
it's
all.
not-
Well, it's actually hard because,
And this is over 3-4 years.
yeah.
right.
But also, like, it's hard, like, for Christmas, I can't get Megan anything. Our hobby is running.
Right.
She has everything. I think one of the pair of Alpha Flies we did order you for Christmas a year ago or something like that. Like, there's nothing that you can get Megan for running.
That's why I don't get you guys anything for Christmas. And I hope you know that because I literally have no idea what I would get you.
Yeah.
We don't
think-
even know what to get each other.
I think I got you the first year I worked here. I got you a gift card to a restaurant, and I know you never used it because you never go out to eat.
That's probably true.
Yeah,
No, I don't think that is true. I think we did.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Was it to the Pendry or something?
It was actually.
Yeah. So we definitely did.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, we
we
did.
got to look for that because we're going there this Thursday.
All right, I'll get you another one.
I got Thomas for Christmas because he's always like, we never go out on date nights. I was like, pick the night. We'll go to Pendry, just the 2 of us.
Okay.
You know, whenever. And because he's always like, it's never just the 2 of us. And then he goes, can our friends come? So we plan dinner with our friends.
I have to say, there's one set of friends that when we go, we've gone to the Pendry before with them, and I just really enjoy their company. So like, it's fun.
Yeah,
And
I get it.
Yeah. So when she said the Pendry, I was like, oh, we should probably, because they're also not runners. So there's no other place that we can interact with
Right.
them. Like I can go see, like I can be like, oh, we're going to do a Faster Bastards thing. I'm going to run into Gavin. I'm going to see these people. I'm going to,
Yeah.
so these are people outside of running that this is how I can, I can spend time with them. We always have have we ever had a bad time?
No.
Yeah,
We've probably had too good of a time.
Yeah.
Several
That's
times.
definitely.
I like it.
So yeah.
All right. Well,
All right. We'll find your gift card from 3 years ago that we haven't used.
all right. Drop some
Perfect.
hints if you want other Christmas presents.
Nah, we're
do not.
I tell you what, I'm just like, I look back at the year that we've had. I know we're late in this, but it's been kind of incredible. And the contributions that you've made, Robbie, and the things that we've done are,
I have a list of
yeah.
questions that maybe I'll share with you guys before the next episode
Oh, okay.
to ask about 2023.
Okay.
So-
Okay. Yeah.
2024 or
we should've done that.
2023.
We should have done like a year
No,
in
no.
review.
Like looking back and then looking forward.
Okay.
Let's hit that next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget, we've got the Grit Party coming up January 27th, and that's open to everybody, not just if you're participating in Grit. It's going to be a good time. We're going to do it at the Ministry of Brewing. It's going to start at noon, and it's going to be beers. It's going to be, and we'll pick up the tab for that. And
Yeah. Don't be bringing to-go containers with you, like I would do.
yeah, I don't know what else is going to be there. I think we'll probably have shoe demos. You probably get to try the Nova Blast 4 if you want. I'm guessing that'll be there. And we're really excited. So frequently asked questions about Grit. If you are participating, there's a whole section on the website to help you out. If you need help figuring out how to enter your miles, you can find that out in the FAQs as well. And shipping out of goods. We talked about the junk headbands coming in. We're printing up the pullovers and getting the rest of the stuff together, and that should ship out in January. It's kind of strange because I know that this is a challenge where it takes a month and you sign up for some races and you wait till you run the race to get the swag.
Yeah.
People, I don't know where the disconnect is, but people think you sign up and get the swag.
Like right away. Yeah.
But no, we have a lot of work to do to get the swag together.
Mid-January was what we're shooting for. So expect them then.
Yeah. Let's see, anything else?
I think that's it.
I wore that Satisfy vest on that run this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was too warm to wear it, first of all.
Did you take out the heaters?
I did.
Okay.
And I put them in the back because the chest area was way too hot. That thing is super warm. Like, I feel like it's only for under 25 degrees, maybe.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So what would you put it? Would you put it on top of like a windbreaker?
Yeah, or just as like a vest, but a really warm one. It's crazy
I
hot.
sometimes wonder though, because like you'll go out in a long sleeve shirt when I need a long sleeve shirt and a jacket.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like Sunday's run, I wore a windbreaker over like a merino wool long sleeve. And I know you probably would have been like, and that was like low 40s maybe.
Yeah, I think it was like about 40 degrees when I wore that, and it was way too warm. I almost discarded it and then was going to come back for it. And I was like, I don't know if I should, that's a little risky.
I don't, if somebody found that though, they wouldn't know what that is.
Right. Yeah.
Be like, what is this?
And I only saw 5 people that whole day, so I'm sure it would have been fine.
Plus, spotting a Satisfy jacket in Pennsylvania where you live at the Sheets would probably be pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. Anyways, so yeah. Oh, did you lastly, did you get any cool Christmas presents or like what? Did you exchange presents?
May got a cool present.
Oh yeah. Didn't you say you got something that was like for her?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to say that on the podcast
Yeah.
or is it weird?
So when we first got married, I wanted to get her a really nice wedding band, and she got a nice wedding band, but it wasn't at the level that I wanted to get her. Yeah. So I got her an upgrade. It's not on her because even though
you don't want to get robbed.
When I called the company that we get the rings from, I said, well, what size is she? And they told me 6. And when it got to her, it was 6 was too loose.
Oh, okay.
So it's going back.
Even after all that Christmas party?
Yeah, believe it or not.
I just think she needs to drink more Element and get that salt level and get her fingers punched.
That's cool.
Up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it was so this past year we had our 7th anniversary. And so it's almost.
Was that like, what's the 7 years? Straw or something?
I don't know. Apparently.
I don't think so. I think that's the first year.
Yeah.
Things aren't, it's like building your house out of straw. 7-year anniversary gift.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Well, I know what I got her.
Oh, actually, I wasn't that far off. Copper and wool. So wool. His teeth were made of wool.
Copper and wool.
Interesting.
Yeah. So she got a nice, and Megan doesn't wear any jewelry or anything, but
yeah, the
one thing that she wears is the ring. So
that is nice, being married to someone who doesn't wear jewelry.
She doesn't wear it. She doesn't want it. Like talk about someone who's hard to shop for.
Yeah. Like
Meg, what would get you more excited? A new water bottle or a necklace?
Easily a water bottle.
Yeah.
Like by far.
Yeah.
I made my wife a bracelet at the Nike party, and
I remember that.
She wears that. She would never wear any other. She's never worn any other jewelry I've ever gotten her.
Well, I also think that
I like that.
Yeah, it's probably also easy to wear.
True. I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
We've gone long enough today.
Yes, we have. So, hey, Happy New Year, everyone, because
this
is going to be, you won't hear from us until after the New Year. I think Megan has some ideas on how we can recap 2023 and
sure do.
Get excited for Grit will be going on the next time we talk to you. And the couple birthdays are coming up, Meg.
Oh yeah, your guys's.
Yeah.
Man, I have to remember when they are.
They're a week apart.
8th and 15th.
Okay. I'm not going to remember that, but I'll try.
And we got our company party on Friday.
Oh yeah.
When
I
this
forgot
comes
about
out.
that. I did want to mention that last week on the podcast, I said there was a race in Patapsco that was 50 miles that I didn't.
Yeah.
It's only 50K
Oh, it is?
and I'm going to do it.
Oh, I thought it
Nice.
was 50 miles too.
No, it's next weekend. It's because Pat, who won Grit before,
He tacks
he
on.
does a 50-mile version of it. And I always think that
Okay,
it's,
so
but
here-
it's 50K.
I think that's the problem. I was talking to John Ober,
yeah.
and I think he was going to run the 50 mile
Okay.
because I was like thinking about it. I was like, 50K is not that bad. I could probably do
Yeah.
that. And then the 50 mile came up. And
You
I'm like,
should
there's
join.
no way.
Are you talking about the 31st or the 6th?
The 6th.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's January 6th.
mm-hmm.
Probably not going to because I'm in training with Caster. But
Okay.
the other thing is, I know that another local event that we're going to be doing.
Or,
with
sorry,
the
it's the 7th. Yeah.
with the Faster Bastards. So I'll have to tell Kucharski not the 7th either. But he wants to have, he's got like a property
Oh, that's
on
right.
the edge of a trailhead. And so he wants to have a party and
Yeah.
just do miles.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, so I will be doing that. That was why I ran 13 miles. So I was like,
Well,
I
yeah,
need to
you
do
better.
a long run.
Yeah, you better start doing long runs.
So, but it's a chill hike the uphills, run the downhills. I can do that.
It does sound like fun, but I
30.
don't see Caster being like, hey, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Probably not.
All right. Okay.
All right, people. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Feliz.
Hi, Ma.
Feliz Navidad.
Prospero año de felicidad.
Okay.
There we go.
All
Nailed
right.
it.
We're going to Chili's later.